refer to, did it ever touch your body?
No.
Did the wine glass you refer to, in reference to the bottle, ever touch your body?
Pieces of it did. It shattered.
Okay. Where did the pieces you say touched your body touch your body? What part of your body?
I don't remember exactly what part of my body was touched by the glass breaking upon impact. I do know that it touched my body, knees and hands.
What part of your body?
I don't remember exactly what part of my body.
Let's talk about some of many alleged inconsistencies between Amber Heard's testimony in the Virginia trial versus the UK trial. So in Virginia, Amber testified that Johnny Depp used his boot to lift up her robes on the set of Rum Diaries. He was coming on to her quite strong, and he even remarked when he did that, "Yum." Now in the UK testimony, this situation was not mentioned at all. And when I say in the UK testimony, I am referring to her live testimony as well as her 7 written statements that were accepted as evidence or testimony on her behalf. In Virginia, Amber Heard testifies about the many methods Johnny Depp used to get her family to like him, including spending money and things like that. This was also not mentioned in the UK case. And finally, Amber Heard testified in Virginia that when Johnny slapped her for the first time, it didn't even hurt. In the UK, however, she said that when he slapped her, it felt like her eyes popped out of her head, which would kind of signal that, it sounds like that would hurt, so there would be some pain there, right? These are not even all of the discrepancies that people have found during her testimony. These are just some of them.
I might have said, like, what the fuck, whatever, because I just been hitting my head with the fucking corner of the door.
I'm so sorry, I did not. I'm sorry.
I know that stuff.
Do you recognize the voices on that tape?
Mm-hmm.
And who are the people on that tape?
It's Johnny and I.
Okay. And is Johnny describing an act where you made a door go into his head?
Objection, harassing, argumentative, vague.
I was trying to escape from a room where Johnny was attacking me. And in order to escape, I was trying to get onto the other side of the door, attempting to close the door, and he was attempting to get in despite my attempts to try and escape an assault.
Isn't it true that on this tape that was just played, you tell Johnny Depp you're sorry?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you fucking clock.
I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing.
Did you just tell Johnny Depp in that recording that I remember hitting you as a response to the door thing?
Yes, as he was trying to get into the door, into the room, I was trying to escape in. He pushed the door into me, and I was trying to hit him by getting him out of the door to stay in the room.
And you told him in that tape recording that you hit him, correct?
I don't know what words I used in that. You can play it back if you want, but
I might have said, like, what the
where we are giving the UK trial the attention that Elaine Bredehoff says it deserves. So from this video forward, we're going to be going through all 14 incidents that they went over in the UK. We're going to be looking at Amber Heard's statements, Johnny Depp's statements, any other third-party witness statements, as well as the final judgment that Judge Nickel ruled. So let's get started. First, we have the tattoo incident in early 2013. We heard about this one quite a bit, and the dirty, dirty carpet in the Virginia trial. And after reading through this, it's pretty much everything that she said in the Virginia trial, especially the, it changes your life forever. I'll get out of the way so you can pause to read this if you are not familiar with this whole incident. Then we have Johnny Depp's statement. Now, all of these came from the actual final judgment. These are not from actual court transcripts. All of these documents I'm showing you are how the judge interpreted whatever was said to make his ruling. So this is JD's statement, and he basically says he doesn't recall having any conversation about a tattoo, and that he allegedly, repeatedly slapped her across the face, and the third time knocked her to the floor. Alleged that he apparently cried and apologized, but he doesn't remember any of this happening. In fact, he specifically said this allegation is also untrue and no part of this alleged event took place. I will get out of the way so you can pause to read this now. And because hearsay directly was allowed in the UK, for whatever reason, we have Whitney Enriquez, Amber's sister, and her recollection of what Amber told her about the incident as well. In fact, Whitney recounts that she did not hear about this incident until their divorce or around that time. Talks about the wino forever and basically everything Amber said. And then she concludes with, she described feeling off guard, but she was so in love, so she was trying to figure out whether it would happen again. Now for the judge's ruling, he brings up that Mr. Depp realized he had a problem with alcohol and tried to stay sober with the encouragement of his friends such as Elton John. However, by March 2013, he accepted that he had broken his sobriety and fallen off the wagon. They bring in the whole monster ordeal. Then the judge says, right down here, I have already said that I accept that Mr. Depp did refer to the monster. That expression was not a figment of Ms. Heard's imagination. I accept her evidence that Mr. Depp used the term to refer to the part of his personality that he was affected by drugs and alcohol. So in this particular incident, she said that she was hit in the face 3 times, felt like her eye popped out the third hit, was knocked to the floor, but didn't seek medical help.
Finally gotten the better of me, and I finally have done a deep dive on the UK case, so I will explain. First of all, and most importantly, Amber Heard was not a party to the UK case. She did not win jack shit. She parades that judgment around as if it were a victory on her behalf, because in that case, the son was basically in the position of having to defend her allegations that Johnny had abused her because they needed to prove that there was substantial truth to the claims that they had made in their article. So, in the UK case, Johnny Depp sued the son for libel based on an article that they posted that was titled, "Gone Potty, How Can J.K. Rowling Be Genuinely Happy Casting Wife-Beater Johnny Depp in the New Fantastic Beasts film?" Obviously, the problem there is the fact that they called him a wife-beater. The article was written by Dan Wooten, who was also sued in the UK case. Notably, the Sun case took place before Amber Heard's op-ed was ever even published. So the events that are relevant to the article that the Sun published are like her filing the TRO and all of that hoopla. In the UK case, the judge ended up ruling in the Sun's favor and found that the allegations of abuse were substantially true. So it's very unusual that Johnny Depp was able to pull out a win on a defamation claim in the US, which is notoriously hard to win, as opposed to the UK, where it is traditionally much easier to win these types of claims. The biggest and most obvious reason why Johnny Depp was able to win in his US case is because he was trying the case to a jury, not a judge. In fact, one of the reasons that Judge Penny gave in her decision not to allow Amber Heard to use the UK case as a shield to effectively throw out Johnny's case against her in the US was the fact that the US guarantees a jury trial in these cases, whereas the decision in the UK court system is made by a single judge. She also noted the huge substantive differences between the free speech laws in the US versus the UK, as well as the procedural differences in the way that we carry out our trials in the US. Anyway, basically, Johnny lost the case in the UK because the judge found that 12 of the 14 claims of Johnny Depp abusing Amber Heard had substantial truth. But remember, the son was the defendant in that case, not Amber Heard. In fact, when Judge Penny again assessed Amber's request to use the UK judgment as a shield in the US case, she said, "You and the son are not the same." I hope that helps.
Absolutely incredible. The TikToks just keep coming out, so I keep putting together these compilations. I hope you're enjoying them. I really appreciate all the supportive comments you guys leave and the thumbs up and everything else. If you want to check out more of my videos, please check out my Patreon, patreon.com/Real Housewives Recaps, where I have the Sex and the City series that I'm going through over there. Guys, thanks so much. If you have another video you want to see in the series, let me know. Take care. Bye-bye.